Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a few weeks ago I did a first look video at the EcoFlow R600 and R600 Max, and in that video I promised that eventually I would plug a bunch of different appliances into it to see what it could power and what it couldn't. So in this video I've prepared a bucket of different appliances. I have some other appliances around the house that I could probably scrounge up. And so the premise of the video is going to be super simple and straightforward. I'm going to plug a bunch of different things into this battery to see what happens. But first, before I do that, I want to do a little rant. I got to get some things off my chest, because after the last video that I did, I received a lot of hate and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. So in that video there was a call to action, and the action was, you know, give me some ideas for things that I should plug into this thing, and I'll do the hard work, I'll do the test for you, and then you'll be better off for it because you'll know whether or not you want to spend your money on this battery. Instead of that, I just got hit with a bunch of hate in the comments. So that's an opportunity lost for you guys, my dear viewers. The other thing that people brought up is that, number one, I'm a corporate shill, and number two, that I use affiliate marketing, and you know, that's a bad thing. And then there's a third item, which was go watch Will Prouse's solar videos because they're way better than Sergey's videos. And I'll answer that one first. First of all, I love Will's channel. I think his content's really awesome. He is a master at breaking down really complex solar related stuff as well as van life stuff, and I find it very helpful, and I'm grateful that he's out there doing the work and creating content. Big shout out to Will. And I'm going to go ahead and link to his channel in this video just to show that there's no animosity and it's not really a competition at all. It's not a zero-sum game. There's, you know, room for all of us to be on YouTube. So that's number one. Number two and three, I've never hid the fact that I use affiliate links. It says that on my about page on Butenko Films. I've also mentioned this in various videos that I put out. And I use affiliate links because it's a great way for me to generate funds for life and to generate money for creating other videos, because it's no secret, life's expensive. I got lots of bills to pay, I have to keep the lights on, and I have to have, you know, additional funds to go out and buy royalty-free music and upgrade camera gear. You know, there are countless costs to operating a production company, and I have to pay for all of those out of pocket. So affiliate links make it possible for me to do that, and they do that at no extra cost to you. So you click on a link, you get what you already want to get anyway, and I get a small percentage of that, and it helps me pay my bills and create more content. Personally, I don't have any moral qualms with doing this, but some people judge me for it, and I guess that's just how it goes. And I actually don't expect you not to. I'm just kind of explaining that nobody's being deceived here. I'm telling you that I use affiliate links. It's not a secret. You can look it up. The funny thing is that some of you pointed out that I'm making 8%, that people are making 8% off their affiliate links. And I'm going, I was only offered 5. So somebody else, everybody else is making 8%. I'm only making 5%. And don't you worry, I'm not getting rich. I think thus far from that first video, I made 24 bucks, which is roughly 3 coffees in the Seattle area. So, you know, I still have a ways to go. Look, here's the deal. I've said it before and I'll say it again. On this channel, I talk about stuff that I think is cool, stuff that I myself would use, and I skip all the other bullshit. You know, is this the best way to operate? I'm still deciding. I'm learning as I go. Currently, this is the best that I can do. This, you know, I'm sticking within my morals here, and I have no problems calling a product out on something if it doesn't, you know, if something doesn't work properly. With EcoFlow specifically, I agreed to do more videos on their new products because I thought they had some really innovative features that I was really excited about. I really dig the fact that you can swap out batteries. I think that's a cool feature and it's worth exploring. You know, I don't have to tell anybody at this point that there have been some flaws, and I think that that's kind of like a case of a company over-promising and under-delivering. And so that's something that EcoFlow definitely should fix if they want to keep their customers happy. That being said, you know, it's still a cool product. And their previous battery, the EcoFlow Delta, is a great battery. I use it all the time. I love that thing. And I have faith that when this thing, which is still a pre-production model, when the actual batteries hit the market, they're gonna be much better. In fact, my hope is that when I go and test all of this stuff and see, you know, the battery's limitations, hopefully the people at EcoFlow who are watching this, fingers crossed, hopefully they'll use that information to update their products and create a better, more superior product that will help everybody along the way. So, I don't know, don't hate me, I guess, or do. It's a free world, you can do whatever you want. I just felt the need to get that off my chest, and I did. So now let's hop right into the tests. The first test I'm gonna do is coffee. It's the afternoon, I'm ready for a cup of coffee. So let's just boil some water and see if this thing can handle the load. So in the back here are the plugs. We're gonna stick my water heater here. Press the on and off. And then we're gonna press this button, and I'll show you that there's no funny business. See, here's that. It's plugged in there. And we'll hit that. And then we'll hit that. Let's see if it'll work. Look at this. Output, about 600 watts. Everything seems to be working. Fan is loud, but not crazy loud. And now we just have to wait a couple minutes to see if this thing will boil. Something's happening. I should mention that the battery started at 100% charge, and I'm going to try and do all of these tests on one charge. So I'm not going to stop to recharge at any point, and should I have to, then I'll make note of it in this video. I can't tell if the tea kettle is working or if it's just the fan. Look at that, it's literally just eating battery life. At this rate, there's no way that I'm going to conduct all these tests on one charge. Luckily, this R600 charges from 0 to 80% in about an hour. So that's positive. In the meantime, let's get the coffee ready. Today I'll be drinking Griffin Creek Roasters. Affiliate link below. Just kidding. I don't have an affiliate link for this. But if Griffin Creek wants to give me one, I'll happily accept it because this coffee is the bomb. Ashland, Oregon represent. It's definitely, ow, it's hot. And every once in a while, it'll try and save power and the screen will go off. So you just have to hit that little button and then we're back online. Look at this thing. I can't believe how much battery it's eaten. So over half of the capacity of the EcoFlow R600 with the max expansion pack has been eaten by that thing. This better be one good cup of coffee. You know, if you're living the van life and you have one of these, I don't know, do you want to spend over half of its charge on a beverage? That's a question to you. I don't know if you can see that, but that is legitimate steam. Water is boiled. It used over 60%, about 62% of its capacity to boil some water. It's still running at 600 watts, that's the output. And this better be one good cup of coffee. All right, I'm gonna call that good. Okay, boom, everything stopped. So, now that the water's hot, let's connect the coffee grinder. And we got more plugs, so we'll just kind of do that. Let me go hands-free real quick. That should be about right. Still no funny business. Everything is plugged in to this machine. Here we go. 129 watts. Looks like ground coffee to me. So both those tests were successful. Now that I'm caffeinated and can work, let's do some crazier tests. Where's my bucket of appliances? Here we go. Boonk. Also in Washington, where I live, it could rain like 4 times a day. So just get really good at taking stuff out and then putting it right back away and then taking it out again. This is going to be my tripod. Along with this. These things for GoPro owners are invaluable because look at, you can literally put it on anything, even a kettlebell. And then camera goes in here and you don't have to fuss with setting up a tripod. There we go, that should be about right. Okay, now it's sunny. The LCD screen is a little bit hard to see, but I'll read it to you. Holy moly. Okay, we're at 37%. And I'd like to try a circular saw, a little fan, an orbital sander, and a corded drill. Let's start with the least exciting thing first. So let's start with the fan. To all my van life peeps out there, if you don't want to install a max fan in your van, if you don't want to cut a big hole in your roof, you can just pick up a little crappy fan at a department store, and they work surprisingly well. They also draw very little energy, and so I imagine something like this will be able to power it for a really, really long time. It's going. Oh yeah, that feels nice. So currently that's drawing 16 watts. So on a nice hot day when you're trying to fall asleep in your van and you can't do it, get yourself 1, 2, 3 of those, and you're still under the 100 watt range. You could probably run this all night. No muss, no fuss. Okay, for the next test, let's do the corded drill. So this is a DeWalt. I never use this drill anymore. Honestly, the only reason I still have it around is for tests like this. So this plugs in here. That turns on there. Let's look at this. About 300 watts right there. Come on in for a closer look. So as I'm running this drill, I don't know if you can see that. That's about 300 watts. Got a nice little piece of wood here. The rains are coming. I gotta be quick. Look at this. Come on. One is in. Uh-oh, here we go again. You get the picture. All right, I need to take cover because it's raining. Just kidding. The weather's still holding. We're still working. We're still working. All right, next is the orbital sander. 36%. Here goes nothing. About 300 watts. That's pretty trashed, but you get the picture. The fact that this unit can run 2 power tools, a corded drill, as well as an orbital sander, I mean, say what you will, I think that's an incredible feature. You know, if you're needing to do some work somewhere remotely and that's all you have, you could charge this thing up and go and do some of that work. And surprisingly, this thing wasn't drawing that much power. So we started at 36%, I sanded for a minute, maybe 2, and we're still at 36%. So whereas the tea kettle was really inefficient, running a sander, you could do that for a lot longer. Okay, now let's try the big boy. Let's try a circular saw, which I have right here. And I will be very impressed if this thing does not shut off, because these things take a lot of juice. Here we go, plugging it back in. Let's see what happens. So that runs at about 600, 700 watts. But will it cut wood? Let's see. Let's put this guy away so we don't accidentally cut the cord. And this board has nails, so let me find one with no nails. That should do. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna call that a fail. This thing, let's reset it. Nope, it won't power a circular saw. And now it's raining, so let's get out of the rain and stop running power tools that are attached to batteries. For the next test, let's play around with the food processor. So I have a Cuisinart here. This is my favorite brand for food processors. I've been using these things for like 27 years, something like that. And they're just really good machines. And so if you want to make some hummus or grind up some nuts, let's see if you can do that using the R600. So plugged in again, no funny business. We're still at 35%. There's a little button here I'm gonna press to power on the AC ports. We're gonna put the S-blades in. And every once in a while, somebody just wants to grind up some hazelnuts. Let me just make sure that you can see that. Boom, like that. Ready? Here goes nothing. That's running at about 330 watts. Well, I'll say that did a pretty good job, huh? If you want to make some energy nuggets, you can do it just like that. So this test successfully passed. Thus far, I've done about 7 tests, if my memory serves me. And I'm gonna end on the big boy. The 8th test will be my trusty Vitamix. I'm gonna attempt to make a green smoothie from the R600 Max. If you know anything about me, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a huge proponent of green smoothies. This is one that I make sometimes. It's got dinosaur kale, mango, frozen banana, and strawberries. Some of you might say, why are the greens still on? Well, because this is a green smoothie and the tops of strawberries are edible, they're greens, and they're nutritious. So if you're making a green smoothie, leave those on. And if you're specifically interested about smoothies, check out my 30-day green smoothie challenge on YouTube. The challenge is simple. You're basically encouraged to drink 1 jar of smoothies in addition to whatever else you eat every day for a month, and that'll drastically improve your health. Alas, I digress. Today we are testing batteries, and we are going to see if a Vitamix can be powered by the R600. Okay, so once again, we are going to plug the Vitamix into the battery, just like so. Then we're going to turn that on. We're still at 35%. I can't believe it. We did one test that drained us of most of the battery, and then the next 7 have really done nothing to the capacity of this thing. So then we're going to hit this button, again engaging the AC outlets. Our green smoothie blender goes on here. With Vitamix blenders, because they're so powerful, they draw a lot of energy, I'm kind of thinking this thing is going to be overloaded. That being said, you know, it's worth a shot. To all my Vitamix owners out there, always make sure your lid goes on tight, because you don't want to explode smoothie all over your ceiling. I've done that more than on one occasion. It's not a very fun cleanup. Alright, so then we power on the blender, and then we give it a go. And I'm going to call that a fail. I'm not surprised by this. The Vitamix draws, I believe, 30 amps if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of watts. So this blender is too much for this unit. This we're going to save for the big boy. Let's just do that real quick for posterity. Oof. This is made by the same people as the other unit. This is the EcoFlow Delta, which I reviewed extensively on this channel, and it's one of my favorite all-time batteries. So let's just get this thing out of the way real quick. And we'll do the exact same thing, but with the bigger battery. So I need a little bit more cord. Wham, bam, boom. And just make sure that we can see everything. Here goes nothing. You can hear that the fan is going because the blender was putting a massive strain on this unit, so the fan needs to cool the battery. It should turn off here shortly and it'll be a lot quieter. While we're waiting on that, let's see how creamy it is. Look at that, perfect timing. That looks pretty darn creamy to me. Nice, tastes good too. We've reached the end of the video, and before I sign off, I quickly want to summarize what we learned here today. So in this video, I conducted 8 tests, and of those 8 tests, 2 failed. The R600 cannot power a circular saw, and it also can't power a Vitamix. Overall though, I'm pretty impressed. I expected this thing to struggle through more of the appliances. Honest to God, I really did. And the fact that it can power just about everything is very encouraging. Mind you, this is still a pre-production model. These are not out on the market yet. And again, my hope is that EcoFlow will watch this and work out some of the kinks, and so when they do hit the market, hopefully they will be able to power all the things that I mentioned and more. What do you do with this information? Well, that's for you to decide. I think that if you're somebody that has a big family or is living the van life and requires serious power and lots of it, go for something bigger. Don't go for the experimental new product. You know, choose an EcoFlow Delta or go with another brand altogether, but just get something that has a lot of capacity and a lot of power. And if you're somebody that's on a budget, I think this is a great choice. You know, at the $300–400 range, there's lots of other companies making batteries that do way less than this thing. Not to mention that eventually you'll be able to expand it more and more and more, and so there's room for growth with this one and zero room for growth with competitors. So, I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. I love this thing. I'm still figuring out whether or not I love this thing. I definitely like it, but I don't know if I'm in love yet. I suppose I'll probably do more tests on this channel, so stay tuned for those. Feel free to subscribe. And if you want to learn more about this guy or this guy, there's links in the description below. Some of those links are affiliate links, and we already talked about that, so I won't regurgitate old information. As always, thanks for watching, and for more videos that are just like this but totally different, subscribe to my channel, Butenko Films.